Welcome to At Your Doorstep, episode 3. My name is Kaylee Nix, and I'll be your host. This is the new FreightWaves show that's the complement to our newest brand, Modern Shipper. On this show, we explore the world of last mile delivery, the latest tech, and the gig economy. Today, we're looking at a futuristic solution for autonomous delivery that's already rolling down some streets. Before we start, let's thank our sponsor, Amazon Freight, who knows you need more than another truckload services provider. You need a partner who can help you navigate the world of logistics. Amazon Freight is helping shippers move their freight to Amazon facilities and off Amazon simply and reliably, while backed by the innovation and expertise that's in the DNA of Amazon. Whether you have a few truckloads to fill or thousands to move, Amazon Freight is your opportunity to put Amazon to work for you. Visit freight.amazon.com to get started. Last episode, we looked at how cities must make changes to accommodate the different ways of future delivery. And on this episode of At Your Doorstep, we're exploring a semi-autonomous delivery vehicle that is hitting the streets today. With me today, we have Edith Volley, head of sales and marketing at Cleveron. Edith, thank you so much for joining me on At Your Doorstep. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good as well. So tell me a little bit about yourself, about what you do, and about Cleveron as well.
Well, as you said, I am in charge of sales and marketing at Cleveron. And Cleveron is an Estonian tech company. And what we do is we produce parcel lockers and parcel robots, which is kind of the last mile solution for retailers and logistic companies. And basically what we do is we help retailers to make their last mile efficient by offering solutions for parcel handover. So whenever you buy something online, you can order them to the locker or a robot, and then you can just go and pick them up with your own order code, and it takes just seconds. So it's fast and convenient.
That sounds really, really easy to do for consumers looking to pick up their goods. You guys just released news of the Cleveron 701. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is and when you guys are planning on deploying it fully?
Cleveron 701 has kind of been our pet project or a hobby project because we've been doing these stand with big machines, but now we have really a kind of cute and tiny robot on wheels. It's a driverless, it means semi-autonomous delivery vehicle. So it's meant to be on the street, driving around and delivering anything you want to be delivered. So it's, if you're talking about the definitions, semi-autonomous means teleoperated. And the goal is to deliver easy, quickly and comfortably.
Can you tell me what companies have shown any interest in deploying this technology and maybe who has started to put a little bit of their interest into actually getting some of those Cleveron 701s?
Well, Cleveron has been developing the solution for the parcel solutions for 13 years. So we are in business with, I could say, most of the biggest names of retail with our other solutions. So we've definitely had some interest from our other clients as well, deploying these solutions. But if you think about the industry in a wider perspective, the growth of e-commerce has brought retailers to the point where they are starting to build their own micro-fulfillment centers, and also the logistic companies. Everyone wants to figure out the last mile, how to do it quickly and how to do it more efficiently. So this is where the 701 steps in. So it's not just kind of like a retail product, but for everyone. But in terms of development, we've been doing this on our own.
Is there anyone who's taken any interest in getting the 701s and employing them into their retail delivery fleet? Has anyone said, yes, we want those, we want to put those in action as soon as possible?
Yes, we've had interest and we're in negotiations already. And of course, the launch a couple of days ago has proven to be very successful. So we've got more interest.
In your opinion, will deployment of this technology replace some of the human element of delivery? So those companies who partner with companies like Uber Eats or Instacart, will it take away that human element and give those companies the ability to deploy their own network of delivery?
What's really cool about the 701 is it's just a platform. It's kind of like a flexible platform. So we deliver the platform, like we deliver the wheels, and you can build your own top. So whatever, if you are a customer, you can build whatever you want. So it can deliver groceries, it can deliver flowers, it can be a really, really cool high-tech ice cream truck if you want to. So that's the beauty of it. It's a platform.
So it's really just like a flexible solution. No matter what you need, you can build it to what your company individually needs. That's really useful, and that really opens up the marketplace for what you could possibly do with it. So far, the vehicle has been in use in Estonia for about 6 months. Have you guys seen any issues or any drawbacks, or is there anything that you guys are aiming to fix and get just on point before it deploys into the larger market?
Of course, we're in development, so there's always things to fix. But yes, you're absolutely true. We've been testing the robot on the streets of Viljandi, which is our hometown, for over 6 months now. And in the beginning, we were afraid a little bit because we are allowed to test drive about the half of the city limit speed. So we were afraid of obstructing traffic and kind of getting in the way and creating dangerous situations just because people would stare because it's something new on the streets. But to our relief and to our surprise, we hadn't had any issues. So it's kind of like the really natural part of the city traffic.
That makes sense. I'm totally with you. If I saw a self-driving robot moving down the street, I would be like, what is going on? What is this? So let's talk about a little bit of your plans for expansion, specifically into the European market, and then I guess eventually into the broader US and global market. What does that expansion timeline look like? How long are you guys expecting it to take?
We are looking at mass production in 2023 already. So if everything goes right, then we will be on 2023. The only limitation here is the legislation because it has to kind of keep up with us. Currently, we have a permit or a pilot license to drive on the streets in Estonia by the Estonian Road Administration, but that's a special license. So whenever we go out to another European country, we need to acquire that as well. So that's the problem for all over the world. Also in the States, there are some states you already have kind of more advanced legislation in terms of autonomous vehicles. So, but you still need a state permit. So, but we are also a part of the European working group who are working to get these new legislations implemented. It comes down to the funniest things, like when we were testing the car firstly last summer in Viljandi at our hometown, we also cooperated with local police. And simple questions: how do you do a breathalyzer test when your teleoperator is not at the vehicle, but he should be? So these kind of little tweaks need to be kind of ironed out.
That makes total sense. I guess one of my questions would be like, if you get into an emergency situation, like if there's a car accident in front of you or there's need for an emergency vehicle to pass, how do you let that happen if your driver isn't there to make those like split-second decisions, right? So is that something that you guys are going to have to work on too? That kind of flexibility of adapting to driving decisions that need to be made in the second?
Yeah, of course. We are looking for the 5Gs, but also the 701 is teleoperated, which means it drives itself in standard circumstances. But at any moment, we have a teleoperator that is supervising the drive at our factory in kilometers away, and he is ready to take charge whenever something extraordinary happens. So it's never unsupervised. There's not a driver inside the car. The driver is at our factory, but it's still supervised, just in case, to be safe.
That extra level of protection there.
Yes, exactly.
So last week, I talked to someone about how cities need to make those accommodations to plan for delivery options like this, like autonomous vehicles. How do you think that cities need to change in order to make it both safe and efficient for these vehicles to be deployed?
Well, actually, the 701 can be deployed today. The city itself doesn't really need to change, as does our pilot has shown. But I think the 701, or at least the cars, the types of cars or the delivery vehicles similar to 701 will change the city, because they will diminish the need for big vans or cars, because you will get delivery will be cheaper, faster, convenient. So there will be less traffic. There will be extra lanes for the types of vehicles, and maybe they can also share with bikes. So because the delivery vehicles do not have to travel on full speed. I mean, the parcels are not in a hurry most of the time, so they can be slower. So I think it will make the city, just by coming to the market, they will make the city a more relaxed place, a greener place, a place with less traffic, and a place where bicycles and pedestrians have a more free space in terms of the moving around.
Which is something that everybody's gunning for. We need more space to move around in our cities. I'm going to ask you a quick little opinion question. Do you think that technology like this will have like a distinct role in replacing the human element of delivery? So like companies who employ like maybe Uber Eats drivers or like Instacart drivers who use that third-party delivery system that still involves humans, is that going to kind of cut out the middleman with this technology giving them the ability to build their own specific delivery platform?
I think there's two aspects of them. Firstly, the e-commerce is growing rapidly. It's like 30% a year, especially now with the unfortunate circumstances of the virus. So there will not be enough vehicles like that to cover all the needs. So there's work for everyone. Plus, I think if you think about the future, the world is changing and the types of jobs are changing. They're not disappearing, they're changing. Today, we will be needing more and more. We're actually looking for teleoperators. So we are looking for people to drive, to supervise the self-driving cars. So the options are just, it doesn't limit the options. I think they will create the options.
It expands the horizon for everybody. Edith, thank you so much for joining us today. If people want to learn a little bit more about Cleveron, a little bit more about the 701, where should they go?
You can visit our website, cleverone.com, or check out our LinkedIn. We have some fun stuff there.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, and I really had a great time talking to you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
These are some of today's top headlines on modernshipper.com. Startup company X-Wing has announced that it's completed a first fully autonomous cargo flight from point to point at its facility in Concord, California. The company announced that the flight in a Cessna Grand Caravan successfully took off, flew around, and landed, all while being controlled from a mission control tower. The company hopes that fully autonomous flights will help replace some pilots in an expected pilot shortage in the future. Online grocery startup Farmstead has reached a deal with DoorDash to expand into its delivery market. DoorDash will provide 1-hour delivery of Farmstead materials in its 19 million households in its existing markets, as well as 15 future markets. And how would you feel about airing out your dirty laundry, but with a drone? One UK company, Laundry wants to do just that, and it's throwing around this idea of creating drone delivery services that pick up, take your laundry to a laundromat, and return it to you all within a 48-hour period. Now, this isn't quite active yet. The idea is still up in the air, but the company is aiming for future deployment and development of this drone service. You can listen to At Your Doorstep anywhere that you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can also find it on FreightWaves.com, and At Your Doorstep airs every Tuesday at 2 p.m.